today I got myself a new goodie in the mail. I purchased one of the Alien Rides fast chargers for my Gotway EXN. So until now, I've only been able to charge my EXN with the stock 3 amp charger. And I've found when I'm going on longer and longer rides, and now that I've got this EXN and I'm hitting higher and higher speeds, I'm crushing through my battery so fast, and the 3 amp charger just doesn't get me enough back fast enough. So I finally decided to pull the trigger and buy one of these 9 amp chargers from Alien Rides. Now, there are 2 fast chargers on the market that I would suggest you look into, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences and why I chose the Alien Rides fast charger. As many of you probably know, the other option I'm talking about is the ewheels fast charger, and these chargers are slightly different. For starters, the ewheel fast charger charges between 2, 4, 6, and 8 amps. While the Alien Rides charger charges between 3, 5, 7, and 9 amps. You can switch the knob on both chargers to adjust how many amps you want to pump into your machine. All right, what are amps? What does that mean, right? Amperage is the amount of power going into the machine. So the higher the number, the faster you're charging. But the battery cells in these machines are limited to how many amps they can accept at one time. So be sure that you kind of know the maximum limit on your machine. On the Gotway EXN, I've heard suggested about 12 amps is about the maximum you should go. So 9 is well within a safe range. But if you have something with a small battery, do not try and charge it at 9 amps. That might cause issues for your battery. So the ewheels charger 8 amps, the Alien Rides charger 9 amps, not a huge difference there. You know, and both chargers have the same percent capacity charged limit. So you can choose to charge your battery only to 80%, only to 90%, or all the way up to 100%. So if you live at the top of a big hill and you need to go downhill for a long period of time, right when you leave your house, you might not be able to charge your wheel all the way and still use it. As you may or may not know, these machines do have regenerative braking. So when you're going downhill, you're actually gaining power. If you're already at 100% power, it's not going to work. So having the option to charge at 80 or 90% of your battery's capacity can be awesome for a lot of people. Now, I also hear some people like to try to save cycles. So they say, you know, charging your battery all the way to the top and discharging your battery all the way to the bottom are the most degrading ways to charge your battery. But you do need to make sure you're balancing your cells regularly. So while you may want to try and save a charge cycle here or there by not going all the way to the top, you definitely want to make sure you're going all the way to the top of your battery routinely to make sure that your voltage is always correct. You know, for example, my Gotway EXN at maximum capacity is a 100.8 volt battery. I want to make sure that that reaches 100.8 volts every couple times I charge it. I want to make sure I go all the way to 100.8. If it's not reaching 100.8, if I'm charging and it only hits 96 volts, well, there might be a problem with that battery pack, and I need to figure out, is it the charger that's a problem? Is it the batteries that's the problem? Whatever it is, I got to figure out immediately. You want to make sure you're hitting your maximum voltage. And the only other major difference between the Alien Ride fast charger and the ewheels fast charger, other than the 1 amp bonus that the Alien Rides has, the Alien Rides charger also has the ability to switch between 110 volts and 220 volts. The ewheel charger can only work on a 110 volt outlet. So what does that mean? Well, a normal household outlet, something that you would find in every house across America, your normal 3-prong outlet, is a 110 volt outlet. So both chargers are going to work just fine in your normal household outlets. However, high capacity outlets, something like, for instance, when we're talking about electric unicycles, an outlet that might be coming off of an electric vehicle charger is actually a 220 volt outlet. You know, it's the same type of outlet that you would use for a dryer in your home. Something with a super high energy capacity. Most houses only have one, like down the basement by their dryer. It's not a common outlet that you're gonna find. And in fact, a 220 volt outlet actually tends to have a different plug set. So don't worry if it has a normal 3-prong plug. Normally, that's just a 110 volt outlet. But if you've seen in some of my other videos, they do sell what they call a J1772 Converter. And the J1772 Converter allows you to plug into an electric vehicle station to charge your electric vehicle like an electric unicycle off of. But it's very important to know that when you do that, you are plugging into a 220 volt system. If you try to plug a 110 volt appliance, in this case a charger, into a 220 volt system, you're gonna have a bad time. But seriously, it's gonna probably pop and explode. There's gonna be a fuse or a capacitor that goes almost instantly. I mean, you're gonna barely touch it and boom, it's gonna fry. So the ewheels charger does not give you the ability to plug into a 220 volt system, period. You cannot do it. So if you're looking for a charger that's going to allow you to charge on J1772 adapters, do not buy the ewheels charger. You're going to need to get the Alien Rides charger. And it's very important to note on the Alien Rides charger, there is a little switch that converts it between 220 and 110. Do not plug it in when it's switched to 110. You will fry your charger and you will void your warranty. You have to make sure it's on 220 volts. But for me personally, not only do I want the extra amp, that 9 amps is you know, it's another little chunk of power, but I needed that 220 volt ability, because we do actually, in my group, my buddy Nick has a J1772 conversion plug. So when we're out charging, it's really nice to be able to find a car charger and plug in without having to try and scour the land for a random plug somewhere. It's like we can just look on the app, find the nearest car charger, and head right over and grab some juice. Plus, the car chargers can handle an incredible amount of amperage. I mean, I think that each plug on a car charger can take like 60 amps. A standard wall charger can only take 15 to 20 amps. So actually, 2 people trying to use a fast charger on a single plug may trip the circuit. So it's really beneficial to be able to go on these long journeys. If you're with a bunch of people and you're all trying to fast charge at the same time, it's great to be able to plug into one of these EV chargers where you're really not worried about overloading the system. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to like the video for me, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. If you haven't heard yet, I'm going to be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway with all sorts of accessories for unicycles. I got some t-shirts from my man Shane over at Shane's Planet. He donated some pads I'm going to give away. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to do it live. So be sure to subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. Alright, and if there's anything else you guys want to know about charging or about the Alien Rides charger, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Alright guys, ride safe out there. As always, I'll see you next time.